Football has long been a pathway for individuals from impoverished backgrounds to achieve immense wealth. Many of the sport's biggest legends rose from extreme poverty to global superstardom. Here, we'll take a look at some of the greatest players who went from struggling to make ends meet to becoming some of the richest athletes in history. 12. Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Ibrahimovic was born in Malmö, Sweden, to immigrant parents living in a rough neighborhood. Growing up, Zlatan faced many challenges, including poverty, choosing only to go to school for the free meal, according to the LA Times. However, his determination and incredible skill on the football pitch made him a star, and he ended up with over 500 career goals, playing at some of Europe's top clubs, including Ajax, Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain. 11. Collins John. Born in war-torn Liberia, Collins John and his family fled to the Netherlands as refugees following the murder of his father, according to his former club Fulham FC. Despite the instability, his talent shone through, and he became a Premier League striker for the West Londoners, reportedly earning up to £20,000 per week at his peak. He later played in the US, Belgium and Azerbaijan, accumulating significant wealth. 10. Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Jesus grew up in São Paulo's favelas, where he faced poverty and the harsh realities of life in the Brazilian slums. As reported by Marca, he worked painting streets to help his family survive, and by the time he was in his teens, his extraordinary talent was recognized by local scouts. His transfer to Manchester City in 2017 transformed his life, and Jesus's career earnings have steadily increased as he became one of Brazil's brightest stars. 9. Ángel Di Maria. Growing up in suburban Argentina, Ángel Di Maria's early life was marked by poverty. As reported by Bleacher Report, his family struggled to make ends meet, and he worked in a coal yard as a child. Despite these hardships, Di Maria's football talent shone through, and his career took off with a move to Benfica, then Real Madrid. At Madrid, he became one of the most sought-after players in the world, later moving to Manchester United and Paris Saint-Germain. Di Maria has generated over €179 million in transfer fees alone, according to Transfermarkt, and is one of the most successful footballers of his generation. 8. Luka Modric. Modric's early years in Croatia were marked by significant hardship due to the Croatian War of Independence, which broke out in 1991. As reported by B-Soccer, the war disrupted his early childhood, but he found solace in football, playing the sport on the streets and in makeshift games despite the difficult circumstances. His love for the game helped him stay focused and took him to Dinamo Zagreb and then the biggest clubs in Europe. At Real Madrid, Modric's artistry in midfield helped the club secure multiple Champions League titles. 7. Dani Alves. Dani Alves grew up in a small village in Brazil in grinding rural poverty, according to The Telegraph. His family was poor, and Alves had to help on his father's farm at 5 a.m. every morning to make ends meet. But despite this, his skills on the football field eventually took him to Europe, where he became one of the sport's most successful and decorated players. His career at Sevilla, Barcelona and Juventus saw him win over 40 trophies. 6. Sadio Mane. Growing up in the village of Bambali, Senegal, Sadio Mane not only had to overcome his father's desire for him not to waste time playing football, but also his family's inability to afford boots and even proper sports shorts, as reported by Goal. After his father's untimely death, his passion and talent led him to Europe, where he played for Red Bull Salzburg and later Southampton. A high-profile move to Liverpool in 2016 saw him achieve global fame, winning the Premier League and Champions League, and securing generational wealth that allowed him to carry out extensive charity work and development of his hometown, including building a school and hospital. 5. Roberto Carlos. Roberto Carlos grew up in the impoverished village of Garca, São Paulo, where he had to find work in a textile factory aged 12 to help provide for his family, according to OneFootball. His talent, however, caught the eye of football scouts, and he joined Sao Paulo's youth system before moving to Europe. The Brazilian went on to become a global icon during his time at Real Madrid, winning multiple La Liga titles and the UEFA Champions League. A powerful left foot and countless accolades made him one of the world's most recognizable and wealthiest footballers of his generation. 4. Cristiano Ronaldo. Born in Madeira, Portugal, Ronaldo came from a humble background. His family's financial struggles were well documented, with his mother cleaning houses as his family struggled to put food on the table, according to Daily Mail. Cristiano also told broadcaster Piers Morgan that he used to beg outside a McDonald's next to the stadium where his father worked as a kitman. The Portuguese's breakthrough came at Sporting CP before he moved to Manchester United, and then Real Madrid, where he developed into one of football's biggest stars. According to Ebola, he currently commands €200 million a year at Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia, making him one of the wealthiest athletes of all time. 3. Franck Ribéry. Ribéry's journey to football superstardom began in the tough streets of Boulogne-sur-Mer, France, where he had to overcome severe facial scars, which he got from a horrific car accident he survived at age 2, as reported by Sports Illustrated. Raised in a working-class family with financial struggles, Ribéry fought his way through the lower leagues of French football before making a name for himself at Marseille. His move to Bayern Munich in 2007 transformed his career in finances, as he became one of the club's highest-paid players, earning around $17 million per year at his peak in 2014. According to Forbes. 2. Lionel Messi. Messi's early life was defined by financial hardship. Growing up in Rosario against the backdrop of Argentina's failing economy, Messi's family couldn't afford the between $1,000 and $1,500 a month needed to pay for the growth hormone treatment he needed as a child. Eventually, Barcelona's youth academy, La Masia, offered to pay for the treatment, and Messi repaid their faith by becoming their greatest player. With 8 Ballon d'Ors and an illustrious career, including winning the World Cup, Messi earned millions on the pitch. And his endorsement deals with companies like Adidas and Pepsi means that in 2024, he had a net worth of $135 million, according to Forbes. 1. Neymar Jr. Neymar's journey from humble beginnings in Brazil to becoming one of football's wealthiest stars is truly remarkable. Raised in Sao Paulo, his family faced financial hardship, with his father working hard to get by. According to the Daily Mail, Neymar often shares a childhood story that highlights his determination. As a young boy, he once asked his mother for cookies, only to be told they couldn't afford them. In response, he reportedly vowed, "One day, I'll buy a cookie factory and eat whenever I want." Today, with a net worth of $110 million, as reported by Forbes, Neymar stands among the richest footballers in the world. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on more inspiring stories from the world of sports.